So katoa.
Kei te pai. I call the Honourable Minister Hekia Parate. Tēnā koe, Ms Parate.
Tēnā koe te mana whakahaere o tō tātou whare, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou hurinoi tō tātou whare. Hoi anō kia koutou Ngati toa Rangatira, tēnā koutou. Ngā mihi nunui kia koutou i haramai i rungi i tēnei rā tino whakahirahira mō koutou, engari mō ngā iwi katoa o Aotearoa. Ia rātou e rapa ana te tutuki pai o ngā hiahia, o ngā moimoia, o ngā hara me ngā hapa. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. I runga no i ngā tikanga o ngā tipuna, ko te tikanga ko tō rangatira whenua, ko tō rangatira moana, ko tō rangatira taonga, ko tō rangatira mana, ko tō rangatira tāngata, whānau, hapu, iwi. I runga i tērā ngā mihi nui kia koutou, e waha nei tēnei kaupapa mō tētahi wāroa, ka tahi anō, ka tae ki te wā, ka kite a kuni ka mutu, ka taia e koutou te whakapakari, ngā āhuatanga, e tino pirangi ana e koutou kei roto i tō iwi, kei roto i tō kāinga, nō reira ngā mihi nui. Me ngā kanohi kei te mōhio ahau, ngā kanohi kāri i te mōhio, engari i raro i te iwi, te mana o tō rangatira, tēnā koutou katoa. Good morning, and it is wonderful to be able to have the opportunity to take a call, to recognise the stage at which this long kaupapa has finally arrived, and to be able to see imminently this part of the process of redress and of settlement reaching its final stages, so that you might be able to move forward into the future of your making, having had recognised the historical breaches and grievances, the effect that they've had on Ngati toa Rangatira, and the opportunity to reshape the future in the way that you wish to for your people, for your uri whakaheke, and for the generations that are to come. So it is always a delight to be in the House when these treaty settlement bills are being debated. For a start, they're debated as a parliament because these are settlements between the Crown and iwi, not the government of the day and iwi. They are intended to be enduring, to be sustainable over time, and it's wonderful to be able to share in this unusual experience of, as a parliament, celebrating as one the work that has been done and the opportunity to see a strengthened New Zealand as a result of the particular parts that you will choose to play based on the settlement of your claim. Can I acknowledge, therefore, you and your negotiators? We're very much aware from our experience of other treaty settlements that have gone on for quite some time how much of a toll they take on the people. How much time passes, how many of your kaumātua, kuia, pakeke pass away during the course of these negotiations, how taumaha this can be, as well as being able to see the light when it lifts. So we recognise that, and certainly our Minister of Treaty Negotiations, the Honourable Christopher Finlayson, has, since he became that Minister, and he may well have told you, and it is true because I can attest to it from before we even came into Parliament, this has been an absolute mission for him as Minister of Treaty Negotiations, to ensure that these are approached with the respect and seriousness, comprehensivity, but also as quickly as possible to settle these so that you and the Crown might move on from a particular time in our history to a better place in our future. So having acknowledged all of you, can I acknowledge the Minister of Treaty of Waitangi Settlements, Negotiations and Settlements. He has worked hard not only on this settlement, but I think has close to 50 settlements in the time that he has been the Minister. He approaches this with seriousness, with commitment to all of the work and to that principle and practice of all iwi, kanohi kitea. He is one minister who travels to know who it is that he is dealing with, to understand face to face what their concerns are, what the issues are, and how important the relationship is. And so he has been very involved in ensuring that the appointment of the Crown Negotiator, and I noticed that we have the Honourable Paul Swain and others in the House today to ensure that that relationship can be conducted with dispatch but also with respect. So he has been a tireless and committed Minister of Treaty of Waitangi negotiations, and I acknowledge him for that work. Can I also acknowledge our Select Committee for the work that they do? It's often undersung, unseen, but it is the absolute glue that makes these settlements possible. And so my friend and colleague, Tau Henare, who has chaired that committee and got through a huge amount of work, not only of the paperwork but the hearings, the travelling around the country, going to the places that settlements require, and in your case the top of the south as well as just out here at Mana. So the Honourable Tau Henare chairs that committee in his own inimitable fashion, as he does everything else in this House. He brings both fire and humour and passion to all that he undertakes, and I think it's important in that role as chair of the Māori Affairs Select Committee that that be the case, that the full emotional range can be expressed and experienced by all of us, and he chairs and leads that work, I think, with great style, commitment and passion. He also oversees a group of members of Parliament who are equally committed to getting this right, to getting your settlement to the place that you are comfortable with, and that is why we have seen some changes and refinements both in the name of the bill but in the substance of the bill, because the point of Select Committee is to put in front of you what it is we think we've reached agreement on, but also to take that process to refine the detail, and that detail has been refined. Now, one of the things that I've grown up in Ngati Parau being very conscious about is Haka taparahi. And therefore it is totally, I'm absolutely delighted that your Haka, which you have allowed to become part of our Haka, not just here in New Zealand but overseas, is being legislated to reflect its composer, Te Raupraha, its reflection of that time in history and its continuing significance not only to you as the direct descendants and how you carry that on into the future, but to all of us who have had the privilege and the ihi and the wehi of experiencing and participating in ka mate, whether as we go through our primary schools, into our secondary school days, and indeed into our history and the experience of what it means both here and in reflection of your ancestor, and may I say, you know, a very striking figure of all Māori and New Zealand history of the kinds of events and activities that Te Raupraha led. And in more modern times, the reflection of that in Porirua with that great Te Raupraha arena, which continues to draw people not only from the local community, but from all over the country. And can I acknowledge Ngati Toa, not only for this particular process, but for the leadership that you show through Porirua and up into the Kapiti Coast and up into Paraparaumu. You have been an iwi that have seen early the opportunity, the potential, and actually the responsibility of working with your local government as well as with central government. You have understood and carry out the responsibilities of governance beyond your iwi, but how do we make the places that we live in and the everyday operations, together with the Mayor and Council of Porirua, a better place for all citizens of that area. And together with my colleague Chris Farfoy and I, we benefit from that participation by Ngati Toa, not only in the governance but actually in the cultural authenticity that you bring to every event that occurs in Porirua and in the Kapiti Coast. And that itself sits as a model to the rest of New Zealand, where the debate goes on as to whether Māori representation should be legislated for or not. You just get on and participate in that representation, and the greater Porirua area is all the better for it. As my colleague Louisa Wall has already indicated, I'm afraid I haven't heard all the other previous speeches, The fact that the cultural names of the places that are important and of significance and tell a story for the community will be restored to that community is also a gift and a contribution and a cultural enrichment that you make to our places. Your ability to commercially participate and grow the local, regional and national economy is another contribution for which we thank you for and look forward to its growth, not only for the local people of the rohe of Ngati Toa, but for all New Zealanders. Nō reira, I runga I era kōrero poto noiho, ngā mihi nui kia koutou, Ngati Toa Rangatira. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Kia ora.